Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
On Division, north of Francis. Video Only.
Supporting our community is what Give Back Northwest is all about.
Domestic violence hurts thousands of women, children, and men in Spokane County every year and often goes unseen and unheard. Spokane Regional Domestic Violence Coalition, a partnership among multiple organizations in Spokane, is working on a plan to create a safer Spokane and to advocate for victims and survivors. Learn more at endtheviolencespokane.org.
This message is brought to you by Give Back Northwest with support from Residential Home Solutions.
Spring is here, and for many homeowners, they're thinking about selling. But if you've ever wondered what your home might actually sell for if it was marketed the right way? Hi, I'm Robert Henry, co-founder of Haven Real Estate Group. At Haven, we don't just list your home, we launch it with cinematic video tours, drone footage, immersive 3D walkthroughs, and targeted marketing that gets your home in front of serious buyers. Here's the proof. Our listings sell for an average of $12,000 more than those listed by our competitors. That's the Haven difference. And agents, you get access to every tool we offer, included. No hidden fees, no fine print, just real support. So whether you're selling a home or selling real estate, let's talk. Call us today at 509-590-4701 or visit havenrealestategroup.com. Let's make your next move your best one.
The problem is he's gut hooked. You ever been fishing, Coach?
I have, yes.
You know what happens when the fish swallows the hook?
Not good.
It ain't good.
The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
The PGA Championship on ESPN. There's nothing like the first. The first player at the very first tee.
What a morning we've got in store for you here.
A first-class field including Rory, Scotty, and Xander.
And Rory goes flag hunting.
The PGA Championship. First coverage starts at 7 a.m. Eastern, Thursday through Sunday on ESPN+. Sign up now at espnplus.com/golf.
Breaking news, breaking news. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. And we're here with your insider tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, well, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock on those game days now.
Not all stories are worthy to sit among the top headlines.
And how's that news? Exactly.
But we still need to address them.
Let's talk about it.
This is Cam's Corner.
I'm Cam.
On Joe and Q.
Got my man Randy Scott in for Joe Fortenbaugh. I am Q Myers here on Joe and Q on ESPN Radio on the ESPN app. And Randy, it's Cam's Corner, but Cam ain't here. This is actually Bubba's block. Bubba that took it over. I always try to give Cam all the street cred and say, hey, man, Cam's Corner is a rough place to go. It's not for everyone. And he's always like, yeah, you know what? It's not really that tough. My corner's kind of cool. Well, you know what? You should never say that. You say that out loud, what happens? Your block gets taken. Just like that. It's a takeover. Bubba's deep in the streets. Now we're riding on Bubba's block. So we're going to go ahead and pass it to our guy Bubba, and he's going to give us some conversations to have here.
That's
Come on,
right.
Bubba.
I mean, look. I mean, Cam was getting soft, and you can't abandon the corner. So once he left it open, I took it over.
Yep.
So he was getting soft, and now it's gone. So now it's mine.
Right.
So we'll see if he can fight for it back. But right now, it's Bubba's block.
That's right.
And we're going to do some overreaction, not overreaction. We're going to start with you, Q. This is the best chance Josh Allen has to make a Super Bowl. Is that an overreaction?
Well, I'm not going to say it's an overreaction. I feel like as long as he's in the league and playing like he is, obviously coming off an MVP type season, he's got a chance to win a Super Bowl. But I don't know what's going to be more special about this year as opposed to last year. They spent a lot of money. I get that. I don't understand why it's going to make this a better chance for them. I still think that they're going to be in the running as always, right? But until they get it done, they haven't got it done. So I guess with that rationale, I would say that's an overreaction because it doesn't change anything for me. I think they're in it every year.
Yeah, they're in it every year. To me, I think, because I had the same question you did. To me, it is not an overreaction because of how the AFC has come back to the pack. They're the class of the AFC. I think the Super Bowl showed us there's a fatal flaw with these Kansas City Chiefs, and until we see that their offensive line issues have been addressed, I feel like Buffalo doesn't have those same offensive line issues. Maybe their version of the tush push notwithstanding. If they converted that, they beat Kansas City, and Kansas City doesn't make the Super Bowl. But I feel like the Bengals take a hit, especially if they don't hire or re-sign Trey Hendrickson. I feel like the Chiefs come back. There's no other. They're going to win their division again, the Bills are. Like, I see the point to the question, and to me, this is the best chance so far into Josh Allen.
It just feels like KC is their kryptonite. You know what I mean? Like, they just have their number. That's
fair.
To me, that's what it is. But that's why they play the games.
All right, Randy, isn't it overreaction to say the 49ers will cruise into the playoffs?
Yeah, it's an overreaction. It's an overreaction to even say that the 49ers are going to get to 500 on the season. They cruise to anything. There is no cruising right now with the San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, if you assume health, great. But we saw what happens when he's not. That's all. When your house of cards offense is built upon so dependent upon one player, and that player has, unfortunately, a track record of getting nicked up in a position that allows for it. It's not a McCaffrey issue. It's a running back issue. I think we saw that the defense is not what it once was. No, I have a lot of reason to be concerned if I'm a Niners fan. So, yeah, that's a massive overreaction to me.
Yeah, I got to agree with Randy 100%. I will say this, that it is a McCaffrey thing as well. Yeah, the injuries are definitely a running back injury thing, but he's been injured outside of, one magical year in San Francisco, basically his whole career. Right, that was the big knock on him when he was in Carolina. The dude can't stay healthy. Put him in bubble wrap. And then he goes to the 49ers. It's like all of a sudden he's like the magically most healthiest guy ever until he's not. Right. So, yeah, I think that the 49ers, they'll be lucky if they cruise anywhere. I mean, we all know that the Super Bowl coming up is where? In Santa Clara. So that's the San Francisco Bay Area. Maybe they'll be on a cruise around the stadium, and around the area of the stadium while the Super Bowl's going on. But, yeah, I don't think that they're cruising into anything that's playoff related because they earned that.
Q, the Bears will finish last in the NFC North again. Is that an overreaction?
I don't think it's an overreaction. I think that they're going to be better, but that division is tough. That division is absolutely a dog, man. I mean, you got the Lions, you got the Vikings, and you got the Packers. I mean, look, the Bears, I expect them to be better. I feel like, and Randy will appreciate this as a Raiders fan, I feel like it's the same situation that the Raiders are in the AFC West. They're going to be better than they were last year, and they finished fourth.
Yeah.
But, man, there's a good chance they finish fourth again because they're in a tough division, right? Every team has gotten better. So, yeah, I think that the Bears will finish last in the NFC North. So, I don't think that that's an overreaction. I think that's reality.
Yeah, it's, I guess, the one team that could rival them to finish last is Minnesota. Like, what if J.J. McCarthy plays like a guy fresh off a knee injury who's never faced a down of regular season NFL football? So I'm going to say So, Bubba, the original question was they will not they will finish last again. That is an overreaction. So I'm saying that they will not finish last. I actually think it's going to be Minnesota. I believe in Ben Johnson, and I believe in the offensive talent the Bears have. And that was the issue last year. It was not the defense; it was the offense. So to me, that is an overreaction.
There you go.
All right, Randy, is it an overreaction to say Jackson Dart will be the Giants starter by November?
That is not an overreaction. That is not an overreaction. The deck is stacked against, if it's Russell Wilson, if it's Jameis, whatever, like whoever is the sacrificial lamb out of the gate. That schedule is brutal. There are a handful of divisional games, and Dallas is going to be better. I'm not just pandering to Bubba Q, but and by the way, new segment idea, Bubba hot takes, call it Bubba Q. You're welcome. Like barbecue, it's fine.
Boy.
No, it's
Ring
fine.
the
They're
bell.
not all. Ring the bell. So no, there are offensive games. Rather divisional games. There are divisional games on the road, and then there's a game with the Chiefs. And if they get waxed against the Chiefs, it's a logical step. And I believe that game is in November, maybe even October. That to me is a logical off ramp to go with the rookie. And so no, that is not an overreaction.
The Commanders, the Cowboys, the Chiefs. That's the first 3 regular season games for the Giants. The Chargers, that's 4. Saints, they might get a dub there. And then, oh, by the way, you got the Eagles and Broncos and Eagles again. And, 49ers on November 2nd. So, yeah, they could be looking at like 1-7 or 1-8 at that stage of the game, or maybe over. So the coaching staff could be out of there. Jackson Dart could be in there. I don't think that's an overreaction. I think that's more closer to a reality when it's all said and done. I think Jackson Dart definitely is going to be getting some play early in the 2025 season. He's Randy Scott. I'm Q Myers. I like Bubba's block. Bubba's block has some edge to it.
Sorry, Cam.
You've been taking over. That's what happened, man.
Good luck
G's
getting it
moving
back.
silence. You ain't getting it back. I'm just saying. Bubba took it over. That's Bubba's block here on Joe
Making
Q
some changes
on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. No joke. Coming up, the NFL schedule officially released on Wednesday, and I've got an issue with one of the games. It's next. It's Joe Q on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Today on SC Plus, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus.
2 best words in sports. Game 7, that is what we get between the SGA and the Joker.
Ooh, Ovi got the record this year, but the playoff season ends early.
We got top plays from the WNBA season in honor of their season tipping off today.
We got a hot tip for you. It's today on SC Plus.
Lowe's knows that summer starts with Memorial Day deals. Right now, select paint, primer, and stains or buy one, get one 50% off via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get 2 select 1.5-gallon annuals hanging baskets for just $15. Shop these Memorial Day deals before they're gone. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Annuals offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
She was just 12 years old and in deep crisis. Her name was Sarah, and she was asking for help. But even while under hospital care, she died by suicide. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. 4 News Now is taking a hard look at how something like this could happen and what it means for other kids who are struggling right now. Teens in crisis. It's a story that's heartbreaking, but one every family should hear. Our in-depth team coverage starts Monday, only on 4 News Now.
The 700 ESPN Christmas Wish Golf Tournament, presented by Subaru of Spokane, is sold out. We look forward to seeing every single golfer that signed up to play the Coeur d'Alene Resort Course on June 10th. The sold-out 700 ESPN Christmas Wish Golf Tournament, presented by Subaru of Spokane, is also brought to you in part by Dynamic Decks and Delicious Burgers. We'd also like to say thank you to Playmore RV, Residential Home Solutions, and the Coeur d'Alene Triathlon.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates.
I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlog projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
I'm Christine Lisi at the PGA Championship. Jonathan Vegas, 3 under through 17, has a 4-shot lead at Quail Hollow. Top-ranked golfer in the world, Scotty Scheffler, is 8 back. Defending champ Xander Schauffele and Masters champion Rory McIlroy are 12 back. Schauffele and McIlroy both currently below the projected cut. Live coverage on ESPN and ESPN+. Celtics again face elimination for Game 6 of the NBA's Eastern Conference semifinals tonight against the Knicks. 7:30 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern ESPN. Boston's blown double-digit second-half leads in its 3 losses in the series. Injured Maple Leafs goaltender Anthony Stolar is likely out for tonight's must-win Game 6 NHL East semis against the Panthers. Baseball, Juan Soto makes his much-anticipated return to the Bronx tonight when he and the Mets visit the Yankees. He told the New York Post it's going to be 50,000 against 1.
Some takes are hot.
Oh, they were hot. Red hot.
And some cool down over time.
That went south so fast! So fast!
It's time to see if Joe and Q will.
Insurance at Progressive.com. And Randy, I don't know how you'll take this take that I have, but this is something that I've been riding with for the last 3 years when it comes to the NFL schedule. It's something that has really been driving me crazy, and maybe it's just where I'm positioned. Maybe it's just because of the team that I cover locally here in Las Vegas. I don't know, but there's something about what's going on Black Friday that drives me crazy. And the fact is, the NFL has this new day that they've all of a sudden brought to the table, right? We know the schedule dropped.
Yep.
They have this Black Friday game. So after the Thanksgiving game, when you have all the family and friends over, you're eating, you're ready to do everything. Oh, you don't have to go out shopping. Don't worry. You can do that all online. You can stay at home and you can watch another NFL game for Black Friday. The problem is, the concept was fantastic when I heard it. I just don't like the way it's played out so far. Year 1, Black Friday game, Dolphins and the Jets. Nothing about that screams Black Friday to me. And I know people told me, oh, well, it's in New York and there's a lot of shopping. And okay, fine, whatever. Year 2, Raiders at Kansas City. Again, Raiders at Kansas City in Arrowhead. Okay, Arrowhead is the reddest ever that I've ever seen. If there's nothing that's red in the NFL, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And then this year, it's the Bears at the Eagles. Again, nothing is screaming Black Friday to me, and this is just where I'm coming from, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Raiders should be playing every Black Friday game. They are the one team that has always had black in their uniform. They are the team that's referred to as the silver and black, right? They play in a beautiful stadium in Las Vegas called Allegiant that is black, right? I mean, there's a concept that's going on right here. And oh, by the way, if you want to talk about shopping right after Thanksgiving, guess what you could do in Las Vegas? Yeah, there's a couple places that you can go shopping, trust me.
Oh, 100%.
I'll lead you there if you can't find them. Right? I'll give you a path. I'll give you the GPS mapping. But to me, if the Lions and the Cowboys could traditionally play every single year on Thanksgiving, why couldn't the Raiders traditionally play on a Friday called the Black Friday game? Why would that be such a problem? And don't tell me, well, the Raiders aren't good enough. Well, the Lions ain't been good enough either until recently.
All right, listen. Logically, it's an unassailable argument that you're making. Like, the case is airtight, it is watertight, it will float, it will sail, the whole deal. Like, I agree.
I feel a big butt coming. I feel like you're about to Bell Biv DeVoe me.
But I think no. I think there's a big butt and a smile. I think there's one element to it where the NFL is about putting on a good TV product, I would think, and our Raiders have not been a fun team to watch in recent years.
I mean, last year's game was pretty entertaining.
It was.
Matter of fact, many would tell you that they should have beat the Kansas City Chiefs in their home.
I'd be one of those people. I would agree. I like the idea of trying to restore. So the Raiders are a national brand. I say that.
Facts.
And I'm not viewing that through, silver and black colored shades or anything. Like, they are. The Cowboys are a national brand. Packers, Steelers. I don't know. I think that's it.
I mean, if you could give something to the Lions every single year, and let's not act like the Lions were some juggernaut for years ago. I mean, they have been fantastic. We all love watching them now. I'll give them that. They have a fantastic fan base. But I remember watching many of Thanksgiving Day games with the Lions and their fans having bags over their head.
Yeah, but the Lions thing started in the 30s, and it started because the team was new and they were trying to draw attention to it, and there wasn't just the NFL red tape. Any billion-dollar organization, multi-billion, is going to have some rules in place to try to establish traditions. Traditions are not easily established. It's actually a sign of instability with any organization or any country. If there's a country that changes its name or changes its flag, things aren't going great. Like, there's an upheaval here. So if they want to fly a pirate flag, fly the Raiders silver and black on Black Friday every year. Yes, I get it from a branding standpoint. I think it could help restore national prominence to a national brand, and I think that only helps the NFL. So honestly, the only argument against what you're saying is the fact that the Raiders have not earned what the league would justifiably view as an honor. The Raiders haven't done that by putting a winning team on the field in recent years. I think that changes this year. So this would be a great year to do it, to have that coincide. They may need to prove that they're a winning organization before the league would agree to do what you're saying.
If we're going on that basis, which is, again, it's a good argument. It's a good reason for them not having the Raiders on Black Friday. And I'll even go a step further. I think the Raiders should be hosting Black Friday. I think it was a joke for them to be at Arrowhead Stadium with all that red on Black Friday. Again, it goes against everything that's in the title, the Black Friday game, but that's just me. Yeah. So the first year of this thing, they had the Jets and the Dolphins. And I know they can't anticipate Aaron Rodgers not being there and him tearing his Achilles 4 snaps into that season. But there's nothing about the Jets. I don't think does anyone remember anyone watching that game? I don't think anyone remembers anyone watching that game. Nobody could tell you what happened in that game. Most people would say the Jets lost because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers. But even the Dolphins at that stage, I think there was no Tua in that game, right? Wasn't he out?
I don't remember that. I just remember them trying to sell it as like, hey, nothing like the holiday, like family strife on the holidays. Like, it was like, hey, this game, so we're putting it around the holidays.
Yeah, okay. So there's that. And then last year, there was, again, the Raiders at Arrowhead Stadium, where the Raiders actually almost won that game against Kansas City and really shocked the mess out of them, right? And they didn't even have a good product to put on the field at that point, but it was still a very entertaining game. But that, oh, by the way, if you go look at the numbers, did really well. Just saying. Just throwing it out.
The Dolphins-Jets game was Dolphins 34, Jets 13, Tua versus Tim Boyle.
Okay,
so
there you go.
Tua did play, but Tim Boyle gave it his all for the Jets.
And there's nothing that screams Black Friday than Tim Boyle under center.
Tim Boyle's from Connecticut, no big deal.
Is he really?
I think so.
Well, shout out to him.
Yeah, because I think he, let's look that up real quick. Yep, from Hartford, went to UConn, Eastern Kentucky, high school, Middletown. Great guy.
Well, that screams that you need to have a Black Friday game. You got roots in Connecticut. Oh, man. I kid. So, yeah, there you go. So, Tim Boyles catches Trace. He's like, hey, dog, I didn't do it. I was the backup.
He's just cutting his grass.
I know. He's like, wait a minute, dog. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even think I was playing in this game. What are we talking about?
He's on the Titans, apparently. So
Okay. Let me further sell this for the Raiders here for just a second. To me, giving the Raiders this honor would encourage teams to build new stadiums, to invest in putting a winning team on the field, as the Raiders have done with Geno Smith and Ashton Genty and Pete Carroll and whomever else. To me, it would shorten the runway that it would take to turn a losing franchise around. I think that's the message that the NFL could send by giving this to the Raiders, by giving them this honor and this sort of like designation.
And let's not act like the NFL doesn't love being in Las Vegas. There was a time that they didn't. I get it. Right? There was a time when Las Vegas didn't get any love, for obvious reasons. But now everything is, I don't know, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Everything is this, that, and the other. Like, they love being in Las Vegas now, right? They embraced the draft, right? They love that. They just had the Super Bowl. So it's not like they don't always show all over Vegas, man. Whenever they're here, they've got cameras everywhere. You're seeing the Strip. You're seeing the Spear. You're seeing everything, right? They love Vegas.
My home away from home, the Sphere.
See?
How many times have you been to the Sphere?
Man, he just went like 3 days in a row not too long ago.
I've been there twice.
No kidding.
Man, the guy, look, he already took Cam's corner over. When he came here to Vegas, he strong-armed me into taking him out to the finest restaurant, too. He's like, hey, Q, if you want to stay around, you better take me out to dinner. So I had to take him out to dinner.
That totally works. That's fair.
That's definitely not how it happened, but that's okay.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's how we're going to roll. No, actually, we went out to dinner, and the place that we went, I always need an excuse to go. So I was like, well, Bubba's in town. Got to go. So that was it. So that's how we roll. But, yeah, that's my case. I'm going to go to my grave and say it. The Raiders need to be playing in the Black Friday game. There, I said it. I said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more. Just saying.
No fight for me. Nothing but support. We're going to run. We're going to run for public office on that platform.
I heard that Joe Fortenbaugh would fight back, and he's not here to fight back, so that's all good. Cam got his corner taken, and Joe got his fight taken away. He's Randy Scott. I'm Q Myers. It's Joe and Q on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Coming up, who you got? Who you with? It's next. It's Joe and Q on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio. The Celtics survive. With the Knicks up 3 games to 2, the series returns to New York City. Can the Celtics survive once again? Coverage begins tonight at 7:30 Eastern. With tip-off at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Presented by Indeed.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
When it comes to sound that powers your ride, Aspen Sound brings the heat. Hey, it's Kirk from Aspen Sound. Check out Rockford Fosgate's Power Sports line. Built tough for marine and off-road. It's premium sound that's made to last. Aspen Sound has been Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's audio leader since 1983, and we've evolved with technology. From deep booming bass to smart lighting and wireless hands-free convenience, we install it all with expert service you can trust. Come see, touch, and hear the difference for yourself. You can't do that on the internet. Our new demo displays and vehicles will let you experience audio like never before. And with easy financing, you can buy now and pay for it later. Ride louder, ride smarter, ride with the best. Aspen Sound, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene.
Feel the music at Aspen Sound. Feel the music at Aspen Sound.
Bourbon, Bacon, and Brews is back and better than ever.
Supporting Teen and Kid Closet, proceeds from this event deliver dignity, hope, and confidence to kids in need and a whole lot of fun.
Get ready to sip, sample, and savor the best bourbons from local and regional distillers, craft beers from area breweries, and mouth-watering bacon-inspired bites from top local chefs. The best part? Every sip, every bite, every game, and every smile supports Teen and Kid Closet.
Join me, 4 News Now's Rob and Nance. We'll have live music and a DJ. Relax in the Legends of Fire Cigar Lounge, spice things up with Spiceology, or challenge your friends to games like Giant Jenga and Cornhole. This all happens noon to 4, Saturday, June 14th at the Shriners Event Center.
So grab your tickets for you and your friends right now at teenkidcloset.org.
If you're in the market for a cool new tricked-out truck or sporty all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive SUV, nobody has a better selection or better prices than the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, with close to 400 vehicles to choose from.
Hello, I'm George from Cal, and every day we shop the entire West Coast and Canada to find good quality rigs people want to own. We look at everything from classic muscle cars to tricked-out trucks, nice SUVs, and sporty fast cars.
Come check out Cal's large inventory of Jeeps and the best selection of trucks in the Inland Northwest.
And $50 down is all you need.
BMW, GMC, Cadillac, Toyota, Subaru, Ford, Porsche.
If you're looking for a certain kind of vehicle, we can find it for you.
And every vehicle sold comes with a 1-month, 1,000-mile warranty, making Cal the #1 choice for your next ride.
Financing on approved credit, a $200 negotiable dealer document. The fee may be added. Some restrictions apply.
On ESPN, presented by Indeed.
Life is a series of choices.
Who you got?
Make a decision.
Say it! Say it!
All right, I'll say it. Who you got?
I got Randy Scott. He's in for Joe Fortenbaugh. I'm Q Myers. It's Joe and Q on ESPN Radio on the ESPN app, SiriusXM Channel 80, and tune in. We're also on your smart speaker. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. And Randy, I feel very confident Monday through Friday, all the way up till 2:45 p.m. Eastern time, because I never do well at Who You Got. I never know what angle Bubba's going to take us, because this is all something, as Bubba took over Cam's Corner, this is Bubba's staple right here. Who You Got. He hits us with some stuff that you'll have no idea about. You have no idea where it's coming from, and we've got to adapt and improvise and overcome on the fly, and I seem to fail every time. So, with that in mind, Bubba, go ahead and take it away.
That's right, and I believe this is Randy's first ever Who You Got. So very.
I tried to give him the gist of it without
monumental.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Here. But first, a reminder: we're watching Pulp Fiction. We're doing Pulp Fiction this weekend, the Monday movie review. Q has not seen it, which is wild. I assume you've seen it, Randy. Like
I have. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Same here. I haven't seen it in a while, but we've all seen it except for Q. So Monday movie review. Listeners out there, give it a watch. We'll talk about it Monday. We'll have a great time. As for Who You Got, let's get into it, because 101 years ago, last month, Rand McNally published its first road atlas. Would you like to go on a road trip across the country? And if so, which ESPN Radio personality would you like to go with? Who you got? Q.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, if I was going to make a road trip with one ESPN, oh, man, there's so many different directions I could go with this one. I like it, though. I'm going to go with Freddie Coleman. And that's not to mention Freddie and Harry is coming up next. But I'm going with Freddie because I feel like I would learn so much on the trip. Like, Freddie would take me down a road that I didn't know, not to mention he's got the best selection of music, period. So we're never going to hear the same song twice. He's got the album that is incredible. So yeah, I'll learn a lot of information. I'll be smarter, as he likes to say, and we'll be entertained by the music. So yeah, me and Freddie, we riding. We West Side till we die. Like, we're going to ride or die it out.
Yeah, okay, so who's going to be the Thelma to my Louise? Is that what we're doing?
Basically.
On this road trip? Yeah, the answer is yes. I've driven across country 3 times. I love it. There's cool stuff you see randomly. Monuments, all sorts of national parks and stuff. Oh, boy. Part of me wants to say, Smallman, because she's from the flyover states, like from Missouri. I think like she'd be a good sort of like tour guide in that area. Part of me wants to say, honestly, like road trip with Canty would be a really good time. I think we'd eat right. I think we'd stay in some good spots. Like I think he and I would be aligned with where we'd be stopping, because that's the biggest part. Is like you got to know that you're traveling with someone who isn't going to roll their eyes every time you want to stop and get something to eat or take a break or whatever it is. So I think the morning show is a target-rich environment. I don't know that
I think we're making it clear we're all staying away from Evan, right? That's
facts. Yeah, facts. I don't think that. Yes. Yeah, yes. I don't know about the music with Evan. I think he
just listens to the Hoop Collective podcast. That's all he listens to.
I don't want
to. Which I mean, look, we all love,
a great hoop.
We all love
it's
the
great
wind as much as the next guy.
It's great. It is. So, yeah, I think Amber Wilson. I get tired of the Gator stuff. Ian Fitzsimmons.
Coach.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. You
Coach, you got to pull over here, man. I got a great place to eat here, Coach.
We get out of okay. So that's it's either Canty or Smalls for sure.
All right. But I mean, this isn't cross country, but 17 years ago in 2008, I did go on a road trip with Freddie Coleman.
What?
I went to Cooperstown.
That's cool.
For work. I went with Freddie and his wife, so I know a little bit about traveling with old Fred.
So is that a good one?
And we had a great time.
See?
Boom! We went up to Cooperstown, me, Freddie, his wife. It was when Goose Gossage went into the Hall of Fame, so spent the day there. We had a great time. I drove up there with Freddie, and it was quite the day.
There you go. See, I pick winners around here. That's how I roll.
On the other end of the spectrum, 39 years ago last month, Geraldo Rivera opened Al Capone's vault and found nothing. So, in honor of Geraldo's disappointment, what book, movie, or TV show did you have high expectations for going in that really let you down? Who you got, Randy?
Book, movie, or TV show? Book, movie, or TV show. I thought, you know what? That ended up disappointing me.
Yep.
Last of Us. Bro, it's a tough watch right now. It's a tough watch right now. I don't want to give anything away if you're just sort of getting caught up or you've seen one season and not most of season 2. But it had better end strong, or else this has been one of the most colossal drop-offs year 2 to year 1 that I've ever experienced. And maybe I'm just a prisoner of the moment, but that's what comes to mind. I remember being pretty disappointed in the Cable Guy because I thought it was just going to be like another Ace Ventura. Like Jim Carrey was on an absolute heater. Yeah. But he was going for more of a dark comedy that I was too young to appreciate at the time. So, yeah, those are my two.
So you don't like the Cable Guy?
At the time, I didn't like it. But at the time, I didn't like
Cable Guy is unbelievable.
Anchorman. I didn't like Anchorman when I first saw it either because I had built it up so much in my head.
I feel like Anchorman is bad now.
You're out of your freaking mind, dude.
I loved it. I probably saw Anchorman 300 times when it came out. But I feel like it doesn't hold up as much.
You know what let me down? Anchorman 2. Anchorman 2 let me down.
Cable Guy is
Sequels will let you down.
Sequels will always let you down.
Cable Guy is great. Thanks for the boost.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I got Empire, the show Empire that turned into a series. Taraj Minaj was in it, and so was It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp, Hustle and Flow, Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be really good, so I made a decision. It was either going to be Empire or it was going to be Power, and I went with Empire, only to find out that it turned into some unbelievable type musical that wasn't good. Taraj Minaj is always good. She was Cookie. She's fantastic. But Power would have been the better option.
Who?
Taraj Minaj.
Taraj Minaj.
Yeah, Taraj Minaj.
I thought it was a different last name.
Taraji B. Henson?
Okay, well, Taraji B. Henson, Taraj Minaj.
Did you just combine Nicki Minaj and Taraji B. Henson?
No, the wife always calls it Taraj Minaj, so I thought that's her name.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
There you go. Taraj Minaj. I thought everyone knew our names that we have for people. How did you not know that? Sorry, guys.
All right, Q. That's okay. We're good. We're good to go.
All right, moving on. Sunday was National Eat What You Want Day. So if you're picking your absolute favorite meal, who you got, Q?
It's easy. Bone-in ribeye, brother. I'm having a bone-in ribeye, and I'm having some lobster mac and cheese every single time. If I could pick it, That's what I'm picking. And Bubba, I think that's what I ate when we went out to dinner, didn't we? Or
I think that's right. Yep.
Exactly.
I think
That's
exactly that.
Bone-in ribeye. It's got to be a bone-in ribeye, though. Obviously, it's got to be cooked right. So there you go, which is medium rare. So boom.
Lobster mac and cheese. Okay, that's all right. So this is like consequence-free eating, right?
Yep.
This is what we're doing.
You can
all
pick whatever you want. It's National Eat What You Want Day, and you're choosing anything in the world.
El Indio's Mexican spot, San Diego, California. Rolled tacos. Taquitos, smothered in cheese, guacamole, red or green salsa, whatever you want. But then I'm adding a cheese quesadilla, straight cheese quesadilla. It comes in that yellow paper, but there's so much grease. There's so much grease on it because the tortilla is so fresh and so fried, which is the alternate verse to that Outkast song. And it's so fresh and so fried that the paper it becomes translucent, and it's not even paper by that point. It becomes part of the quesadilla. I'm taking that whole thing down.
Nice.
Taking that whole thing down.
That's something. That's a choice. Like my man Myron Metcalf would say, that's a choice.
Quickly, 41 years ago today, Prince released When Doves Cry as a single from Purple Rain. Who you got for your favorite Prince song? Quickly.
Oh man, there's too many. I'm out on that one. There's too many. I can't think. Yeah, Boomy,
Raspberry
Purple Rain.
Beret.
I mean,
Yeah, that wasn't hard.
Raspberry Beret, that's mine.
Yeah, cosign. Freddie and Harry's up next.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
On Division, north of Francis. Video Only.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
ESPN2.
This is Daryl from Columbus, previously from the Paul Finebaum Show.
You still with your wife, or did she leave you?
No, she's never leaving me, buddy. Hey, I go back to work Monday. I'm gone for a whole month. I'll be gone for a whole month. She can do whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying?
You ever thought that the reason she stays with you is you're never there?
I know her.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs are here, and it's about to be ridiculous, unbelievable, unfair, downright nasty, straight up, can't miss, don't blink, grab your popcorn and strap in cinema. This isn't about who's next. This is about who's now. This time is different. The NBA playoffs, presented by Google. Continue on ESPN and ABC.
KXLX Area Heights, Spokane. Broadcasting from the Turf Club Sportsbook at Northern Quest Resort and Casino Studios. This is 700 ESPN 105.3 FM.
Is Sports Center.
It's day 2 of the PGA Championship. I'm Chris Smith. On ESPN, Jonathan Vegas remains atop the leaderboard at 8 under after the Venezuelan carded a 70 in round 2. Matthew Pavon is 2 strokes back after shooting a 6 under 65 on Friday, while European Ryder Cup team captain Luke Donald is among 4 players tied for 4th at 5 under. And it's a crucial Game 6 at Madison Square Garden, and ESPN New York host Alan Hahn says the Knicks will respond after dropping Game 5 when they had an opportunity to close out their series with the Celts.
The only time they've ever closed out immediately was 2 years ago in Cleveland, Game 5. They put that series to rest. After that, they've always lost one, then they'll win one. Against Indiana last year, they lost the last 2 games of that series. Against Detroit, same situation. They went on the road, they went home, they lost, they had to go on the road to get a win. This now flips the script. Now they come home, Madison Square Garden, Friday night. And when I said last week that was the game of the century,
No, this one.
Never mind. This is now the game of the century.
Coverage begins 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern on ESPN. And of course, in Game 7, the Maple Leafs will have to win in Florida without starting goaltender Anthony Stolarz.
Hey, it's resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming on Monday. So much going on in the world of sports, NBA and NHL playoffs, plus the PGA Championship. And I'll react to it all in my upon further review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
With me.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
And Harry.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Miss Beverly in Birmingham.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to enter the transfer portal if Shannon don't play no more Luther, if he don't play Tank. I'm going to love Friday. And when I get home, all I can do is just look at it. From them songs he be playing, that ain't no love Friday from the music he be playing. You got to play some Luther. You got to play some Tank. You got to play some Tyrese if you want to have a love Friday for real. I digress. I move on.
This is Freddie and Harry.
And greetings and salutations, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the best show on your radio on the Love Friday edition of Freddie and Harry. Thank you very much. With Harry Douglas, I'm Freddie Coleman, and we are here on the ESPN app. SiriusXM Channel 80. Don't forget about us and tune in until that smart speaker. They'll play ESPN Radio. Number 1, Miss Beverly in Birmingham. One of our favorites who hits us up just like you can on the Freddie and Harry call-in line at 888-729-3776. Part of the music on Love Friday. Harry, for her, we will be playing Tank and Luther Vandross just for Miss Beverly in Birmingham because we do not want to be on the bad side or Mrs. B in Beeham Town.
Mrs. Beverly, if this world were mine.
Sing it, Harry.
I will place at your feet.
Come on now.
All that I own.
Finish this
you
off.
mean so much to Freddie and Harry. We got you, Miss Beverly. Don't you worry.
Yes, we do. And speaking of getting things done, you had a great field day at your kids' school today because when you hear kids in the background having a blast, close to summertime, the official start of summer, only good comes out of that unless a certain couple of kids may decide to act up and ruin the party for everybody else.
Freddie, field day number 2 for me because my son is in kindergarten. He's 5. My daughter is in 3rd grade. She's 8. Will be 9 next week. Mm-hmm. But the field days were separated. Hers was yesterday. My son's was this morning. And just pulling up, and my nephew was able to come out there with me as well because, you know, a senior in high school, they don't have to go every day now because they're at the tail end.
Sure.
But the joy, the excitement, the love, and just having the ability to be there for your kids is everything. And the county school superintendent was out there, and we had a chance to talk for about 15 minutes and just about that subject, being present and showing up for your kids when they need you the most. And also, you know, other kids who parents were not out there yesterday with my daughter and then today with my son, just taking those kids in and buying them lunch and having them kick it with us the whole day as well. It was phenomenal. And my son, he's just shining ear to ear.
Yeah.
He's doing the tug of war, the relay races, and being able to have lunch. And then my daughter, she was able to join later. My thing, I was going to check her out and let her enjoy the festivities as well for a second day in a row. And just, I just felt like, me personally, I know they needed that time with their father.
Absolutely.
But I felt like I needed that time with my kids as well. So I want to encourage everyone listening right now. You have an opportunity, man, especially if your kid's young. Don't miss certain things in their lives. You can't get that time back. And trust me, I remember things when I was 4, 5, 6 years old that I did with my mom and my father.
No doubt.
And I know my kids are going to be able to remember these days that I was able to share with them as well.
Always the coolest memories when you had a catch with your dad, like I was able to do, whether it's baseball or football, playing basketball with him in the backyard, or me and my mom hanging out doing different things. Especially when my daughter came along, being invested in those kind of times. Believe me, you're right. That kind of time and those wonderful memories will last young people and even the older sect, like yours truly here, a lifetime. I can't wait to do those kind of things with my grandson when it comes to Hamilton, having a chance to relieve my daughter and her fiance of the burden of raising a kid, where I can take him and go here, there, and everywhere. So it's always a cool thing when you can have that time with the family, and it's always a great time if you have that great time right in front of everybody else.
Now, Freddie Coleman.
Okay.
Freddie Coleman.
All right, now.
Today is not only Love Friday.
Absolutely.
Today is Game 6.
Okay.
When you look at the New York Knicks, you look at the Boston Celtics. So early on, before we dive deep into the show, I want to know, Freddie Coleman, temperature check, how you feeling about Game 6? Are you nervous in that whole night? And after you, Shannon, you tell us how you feel as well.
My temperature is 98.6. That's the body temperature of every human usually on planet Earth. So my temperature has not gotten too low, gotten too high. I still feel pretty confident that the Knicks will close this out and do something they have not done in 26 years. That's end a series at Madison Square Garden. The last time they did that was back in 1999 when you had that miraculous team that was an 8th seed during the strike-shortened season. They were able to get to the NBA Finals, and the last time they closed out a series at Madison Square Garden was Game 6 against the Indiana Pacers, where Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell put Reggie Miller and those Pacers in their back pocket. It was the most silent that Reggie Miller had ever been at Madison Square Garden. It's kind of hard to run your mouth when somebody put their foot in your mouth when it comes to Reggie Miller when he played Indiana Pacers.
And what year was that?
That was 1999.
I mean, so all y'all Knicks fans, y'all are trying to get your Prince on. Party like it's 1999.
Exactly. I was dreaming when they won this, so sue me if it goes astray. That's how I feel right now. Exactly. So I'm feeling like Prince in the Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, the Revolution. I'm feeling pretty confident about my Knicks, Shannon Penn, trying to close it out tonight against the Boston Celtics in Game 6.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident as well, especially with the Knicks. That we've seen it all year long. They're able to bounce back from bad games. We saw that during this playoffs. I expect Jalen Brunson to have a good game, and I expect him to respond in the Garden. So confidence level is pretty high here tonight. Exactly. And it helps that Jason Tatum's not playing.
So one more question. Y'all know I have to do this to y'all. Okay. Shannon, I'll start with you. Is it a guarantee that the Knicks are going to go ahead and close this out in a Game 6, in your opinion? Are you going to guarantee that?
I don't even have to put a guarantee. I feel pretty confident. So I expect the Knicks to win this game tonight.
Here's the one shocking thing about what Harry Douglas just said. No Boston baked beans today? Nothing?
So
no candy today?
Here's the thing.
I thought for sure I'd be hearing tucka.
I went to the BP specifically after my kids' field day. And the Boston baked beans were gone.
So no triple B's at the BP,
So not only do I love the Boston baked beans, there's a Boston baked bean thief around here as well, because when I left the store the other day, there were 7 more packs in there.
Okay.
So somebody came and bought the other 7.
Okay, but they're not a thief. They use their own money. You made them seem like they were a kleptomaniac or something.
Yeah,
a shoplifter.
I want to make them seem like they're crazy.
Well, they can't be crazy. They have their own money to buy these kind of things as far as that goes.
Well, because I don't like it, Freddie. Because I wanted the Boston baked beans for myself. That's why.
So, based on that whole thing, on Planet Harry, and you take stuff away from Planet Harry.
And
Planet
I live in my own world sometimes, and I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine.
And a grateful nation. nation, is thankful as far as you living in your own world as a couple of times. But when it comes to the Game 6 world, Josh Hart of the Knicks has this message for Knicks fans out there.
How important is it to get the W in this very next game at home?
I mean, that's just such a stupid question. I mean, every game that you want to win, bro. Like, there's no added anything. Like, every game you want to go out there and win.
Get him, Josh.
It doesn't matter where, if it's at home or away. Like, all that question is stupidity to me. Yeah. Every game you go out there, you want to win. You want to compete at the highest level, and obviously we didn't do that. And next game's our next game, and that's all we're focusing on is getting a win.
That's what he said after Game 5 when they lost Wednesday night. Well, Game 6 tonight, coverage on ESPN Radio beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time. Catch the game on ESPN beginning at 8 o'clock. We'll have plenty of discussion and more of a temperature check. And you can do the same thing as well. If you're a Knicks fan, if you're a Celtics fan, what is your temperature right now?
Call Freddie and Harry now.
Did you just dial me?
1-888-SAY-ESPN. That's 1-888-729-3776.
How are you feeling as a Celtics fan? Trying to push it, get your team to push it to Game 7. How are you feeling as a Knicks fan? What is your temperature like right now with Game 6 happening tonight at Madison Square Garden and the Knicks leading it by a count of 3-2? Let us know as we take your temperature at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776.
The main thing, the main thing.
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 The Main Thing with Freddie and Harry.
Well, we know it's going to be a high temperature on Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Time when that game happens on ABC and ESPN Radio. Based on what the Denver Nuggets did last night, beating Oklahoma City 119-107. Believe me, the final score, it was not indicative how close that game was not in the second half to force a Game 7. And I seem to remember yesterday, Harry Douglas, on this fine program known as Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance with Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I wondered what kind of Dave Alderman were we going to see as head coach of the Denver Nuggets. He ain't been there more than a minute. To use Harry Douglas parlance, he's just a little old boy when it comes to being the head coach of an NBA basketball team when he has not coached 20 games. Man, oh man, did he deliver for this basketball team with the adjustments and guys coming through.
Same thing I always see. I mean, those losses were tough, but I mean, it was 3-2. The series is still here. I've said this, I know it's cliche, but every game is its own chapter. It's its own thing. It's its own entity. And different people are going to step up, just like for them. They've had people step up in Game 4 and 5. And tonight we had that team that did it. And now you put yourself in a situation where, hey, let's go see what happens on Sunday. And I know I got a group of guys in there that have been in a lot of Game 7s, seen a lot of things. So we're excited for the opportunity.
And I love every bit of that, right? And you ask yourself, when you have a guy like Nikola Jokic, who is the best player in the world right now, you have a Jamal Murray, but who is going to be the secondary players and the guys that can get it done outside of those two guys? Because if you're Coach Adam and you say, I can bank and I can count on them making plays, especially when we're trying to survive and, carry on the term survival of the fittest and move on to force a Game 7.
Right.
And the previous night for the Boston Celtics, it was a guy by the name of Luke Cornett who balled out and was that unsung hero. Well, last night for the Denver Nuggets, it was a player by the name of Julian Strawther, who's a second-year player out of Gonzaga, hitting 15 points and really bringing that spark and stepping up and making plays when the Denver Nuggets needed the most, and they actually went on runs. It was him coming out of the woodworks, coming out of nowhere, making a difference in the ball game. Now, Jamal Murray, I thought he was fantastic for the most part, being able to be physical with the OKC Thunder. As a whole, I thought Denver was the more physical basketball team. Christian Brown, he stepped up and made plays. But this Denver Nuggets basketball team, after forcing a Game 7, OKC better watch out, even though they're going to be at home,
right?
Because we're talking about a team who has won an NBA championship. It's in their DNA, and they have the best player in the world. And a lot of people worry about that two-man game with him and Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray basically making up his own flu game. Sick as a dog.
That's funny.
Went out there giving OKC straight buckets, Freddie.
There was one point when he's sitting on the sidelines and he had the towel wrapped around his face. And I said, man, if he walked into a bank right now, that'd be a problem, because that's what he looked like on the bench, trying to make sure that whatever was affecting him was not going to affect everybody else. But then he went out there, 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. And he was not too sick to say exactly why they're able to do this in Game 6 to force a Game 7 on Sunday in Bricktown, Oklahoma City.
Just from being down all the time,
It builds, like I said, it builds a lot of character. You get to find out about not just yourself but your teammates, and that sets you up for the next time you guys are down, and then you guys fight through and you build something else. You maybe figure something else out, and then sets you up for the next time. And just over the years, we've kind of caught a rhythm of playing from behind. So, like I said, I think we just need to turn that same energy into hitting first and bringing it. Not waiting to see what happens or working us up into the game or waiting to get hit first, stuff like that. I think we do just a better job of hitting.
Whenever he leaves the NBA, he's going to have a great career in television. And I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about period. He has a great sense of humor, has a great smile, is not afraid to laugh at himself, not afraid to laugh at other people. He was like, hey, we come back from behind.